you a hater if you didn't say Mess was the biggest thing in the Bay Area.
Right.
Like I'm talking about, nobody was bigger than Mess in the Bay Area. They might have been bigger outside, but at one time, Mess was the biggest thing in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Mess will come get me. I'm being a kid. Mess, you feel me, coming to get me. We going to Sean house out the way. Sean in there cooking up the beats. I'm like, God, I thought this was Battle Cat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mess in there just doing his one too.
So are you and Mess related?
Nah.
Okay. You know why I'm asking that, right?
Nah, we just game related, man. Like,
because you had a song called Big Cousin.
Big Cousin, like, you feel me? Like, damn, you heard that record?
Yeah.
My big cousin. That's my big, like, bro, Mess was the nigga to us, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mess was coming to get me, bro, from the house when I was in school.
You were also close with Fab. You mentioned Fab earlier on the phone, but you and Fab go way back too.
And you know what's crazy, right? I didn't actually. You see how Fab say Mess used to come pick him up, go to Sean house. I didn't been to Sean house. Yeah, like I think I didn't been there with either while the game was there or the game had just left or something. But I didn't been to Sean T house with him cooking up legendary shit though. But yeah, I seen Fab and Messy Marv, like, you feel me, had a moment, this, that, and the third, got over that shit, bro. Salute that. It's you know, it's a beautiful thing. It you know, bro, time though, you know, it'll help that shit, whatever. But let's keep it
right.
Hell yeah. Me and Fab go back to riding around and rental cars with the instrumentals on and Fab just going off for hours.
That's dope.
Dope. Name one thing and he'd just go off for an hour, blood.
Right.
Shout out to SWAT, all that, nigga. That's when me and Fab come in. That's why I come in with Fab, blood. Fab was that hungry, my nigga.
And I think on that DVD he was talking about that
Mess
too.
was my dude. Mess was like one of the first dudes like that was established to embrace, you feel me, like what I was doing. Like Mess taught me a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? He showed me a lot in the game, and that's why it like broke my heart when I started hearing my name and some of the, you know, and some of the just the records that he was saying, whatever he was saying. You feel me?
Somebody tell him let Drew down out the county. Me and Keith still hollering. Me and Yuck still.
You know, I don't know where. See, and it say shots fired, but I didn't know where Fab and Messy Marv issues really stem from. I think, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was just like some, you know, you over there type shit, you with this and that, I'm over here type shit. I don't really know, bro.
Tough. Somebody tell Fab I said the yellow bus. Me and 40 still cool. On show, they know me, I'ma take them the game code. I still with the skull, the O, the east, the bottoms. I'm a man. Don't nobody else handle my problems. Got niggas in the rich and niggas in the V. Help the beer. You ain't gotta help me,
Mr. Fab clapped back at Messy Marv with some shots of his own. Roll the clip.
The game from Andre Hicks, you cannot check me. Short dog, pass the torch, I respect me. Messy Marv, boy, why you been messy? You niggas smoking crack, I ain't talking coke. You niggas talking money, but your ass broke.
I had several thoughts about what I would do the day I ran into this dude. And then he pulled up, and all those sick thoughts went out the mind, and I cried. I witnessed my superhero without his cape. We embraced each other with a long hug, and although he didn't articulate it verbally, his spirit and soul apologized, and without confirming it verbally, I acknowledged it. I pray God.
Bro, you know, it's crazy because they say, you know, we really higher vibrational people than that. Like we don't gotta say, you know, what's understood on that's where that come from. What's understood don't need to be explained. You feel me? They say talking is low vibrational in the first place. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I think, yeah, you know, it be like that. You get into it with somebody, you like, oh man, I see blood. Then what? He popping it. Hopefully, I hope he ain't serious. You know, type shit for real, cause you know it ain't finna let a nigga play, but. You know, it's a crazy thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, man. I think you know, it do probably stem from a little bit of like, and I'm gonna be honest, bro. I feel like niggas was hating on Mess as a little fucking kid. I was a little kid. I'm like, bro, ain't no way ain't paying all the way homage to this shit. But we in a place, bro, where this is they own kings, they own men trying to build their own shit, and it could come across like a throwing salt on that shit because a nigga ain't acknowledging it, bro. Don't give a nigga they flowers in time, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late for niggas around still, but it just be like you know, it's certain things, bro, that will help you elevate your game. One of the things being that embrace from your peers, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody around the bay, everybody got their time like to do their shit, but I don't think everybody got to feel it how they needed to feel. Nigga, from styling to all these, it's a bunch of who I feel like they don't get the roses and the flowers they deserve. You know what I'm saying? But
takes the wheel and drives his brother into the light out of his darkness. ... This right here is deeper than just two rappers crossing paths after years of animosity. For the Bay Area, it's a moment that symbolizes healing, maturity, and the possibility of growth, even after decades of beef and miscommunication. Seeing Messy Marv and Mistah FAB in the same space with positive energy, after more than 10 years of tension, was a sight that made a lot of fans, myself included, stop and smile. For me, it's special on two levels. Messy Marv has always been my favorite rapper out of the Bay. His rawness, his street authenticity, and the way he put his pain and experiences into music always resonated with me. On the flip side, Mistah FAB has always been one of my favorite humanitarians, not just as an artist, but as a person. Fab is the type of dude who carries himself with grace, spreads positivity, and tries to uplift his people no matter the circumstance.
Yeah, Fab, you gotta salute what Fab is built. You understand me? You gotta salute Fab just for like his humanitarian efforts for sure. To being a father, hella shit, brother. He accomplished a lot. You know what I mean? And I think it was a little bit of what we seeing, bro. Even with this hug, it's symbolic, right? Remember they came out with the new Bay. He came out with New Oakland. You feel me? And it was just, I remember it was kind of like, I feel like certain people who was, I'm going to keep it lit, bro. We're going to break it down.
If you've ever really paid attention to him, you know he doesn't thrive off hate, envy, or tearing others down. He minds his business, rocks to his own beat, and never chases validation from outside sources. That alone sets him apart in an industry that's often built on clout and ego. Let's not sugarcoat it. Messy Marv has done a lot of out-of-pocket things throughout his career. He's burned bridges, disrespected rappers, and carried himself in ways that made peace feel almost impossible. Some of the things he's done, to be real, might never be forgivable to certain people. And that's fair, but the fact that Fab was willing to still embrace the moment, still open his arms without letting past issues cloud his judgment, speaks volumes about who he is as a man. The truth is, not every beef can end in forgiveness. Some situations are too serious, too personal, or simply beyond repair. But for the ones that can be resolved, man, it's a blessing to witness.
At the very least, though, it can be peace. It ain't gotta be kumbaya, my nigga, and this, that, and the third, but at the very least, it could be peace.
That slate is cleaned. Once old animosities are set aside, you've got to put in the work to make sure it doesn't flare up again. Miscommunications will always happen. That's just life. But outright disrespect, that's the line that can't be crossed again. When grown men come to the table and clear the air, the responsibility doesn't end there. It's about maintaining that peace, keeping egos in check, and setting an example for the next generation watching. One thing I'll always acknowledge is just how smart Mistah FAB is when it comes to situations like this. He understands the power of addiction, the weight that drugs and demons can put on somebody, and instead of treating Messy Marv like an enemy, he embraced him with understanding. He didn't let pride or emotions dictate his response. Instead, he showed love. And that kind of move doesn't just squash beef, it plants seeds for healing, not just between two men, but for the entire community that's been divided watching it all unfold over the years.
You know, when somebody looking at you from whatever, like, or you at the top and people looking at you, or what's perceived to be the top, they can look at you like you doing good. You don't need shit. You don't need no love. You don't need nothing, right? So when you lash out, because you don't know what he was going through, why it appeared to was having all this motion and success or whatever have you, right? But somebody else would be looking at that like, you good, you feel me? But when a nigga lash out, it's kind of like, instead of meeting that with love and understanding like this, right? Like, you know, just on the initial shit, like when he was doing, Mess was doing a lot of shit, and I feel like, it was, bro, we gonna keep it lit. I'm gonna really break down why, you know.
At the end of the day, this wasn't just about rap. It wasn't just about Messy Marv and Mistah FAB. It was about growth, about maturity, and about proving that even in the streets, even in the rap game, reconciliation is possible. For fans like me, who grew up watching this beef play out year after year, seeing them put differences aside gave a real sense of hope. Hope that more artists can follow suit. Hope that our communities can learn that no matter how far gone things seem, there's always a chance for peace if both sides are willing. This moment was a victory not only for the Bay, but for everybody who's ever believed.
Shout out in your business, right? And I think, you know, I think it's better sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? Because time is precious, bro. And like I was saying, I think Mez was kind of like lashing out because it, you know, for one, not getting the flowers you feel like you deserve after putting in hella work. Nigga was around for, nigga been rapping since him and Quinn. They been rapping since they was little kids, bro. You know what I mean? And first, you get in the Bay, like I feel like it. Like I touch on this a lot, bro. If you from the Bay, you know, it's I don't know what it is, but certain people don't stay in high regards, bro, of the people, and it's like they, you know, they kind of like it's, you know how they say the same people who build you up and tear you down, bro. It's that type of situation a little bit, but certain people who get to certain levels or whatever have you, they like now in the Bay, certain people know it's necessary for you to maintain whatever level people think you are. They gonna think you fell off type shit. Same shit Jalik was talking about with the keeping up the Joneses, whatever have you, people, you know. And I just think Mess was lashing out because he wanted love, bro. Especially if you know Mess' background, his whole background, family turmoil, this hella shit, you feel me? I think it was something with moms and hella shit. So it just be, nigga be lacking love, bro. And that's really what it comes down to. So, and it's, you see, like when a nigga lash out and us all being one, right? We individuals, but we one, right? And somebody your reflection, you should instantly think like, what's bothering, bro? As opposed to trying to, like I say, I feel like certain people was quick to attack Mess because it's like, for one, nigga, you at the top, nigga. Nigga already want this spot type shit. And you feel me? It's like, oh, ain't you popping it type shit? Nigga couldn't wait. You know, and for the spirit of competition, that shit be good, bro. Certain little beefs and whatever have you, but when you a place as such, right, like the Bay or LA, having them little skirmishes and shit do not be good for the betterment of this whole place. Yeah, bro, it's like what you trying to be the boss of this little place, so we ain't trying to make it up out of here so we can, you know, have bigger territory, bro, on some Spaniard shit. Feel me? I was just watching a documentary, but yeah, it's neither here nor there, bro. It just, you know, it's good to see that this shit then finally, you know, got resolved or whatever. How you niggas is, you could tell by Mess' face, bro, that it's been about love. Feel me? Nigga feel like, you know, nigga, it's real, bro. In the Bay, they do that, bro. Niggas need to start showing, and it's weird because they want to celebrate everybody else off the Bay, bro. When you, nigga, I feel like now that's the problem. Everybody outside of it been a problem because it was like, now we got people who kind of more like would be considered real celebrities a little bit, right? So, but back then it was kind of like, who the f this nigga? He rap, he cool, he fly, but you one of us, you just rapping, you do this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But and whole time they lending they support and whatever else to people outside the way. When that shit don't do nothing for us, all it do is make them big, and they, you know, it just. It's I don't want to talk y'all ear off, bro. But the Bay needs to get it together, bro. Like how Speed, and that's good. We welcome, we love Speed. And I'm gonna do a video on that because Speed then got turned out since he come to the Bay. He love it, bro. But you know, people, you know why they showed out for him. You think 40 will get that same love? And I get it, he younger, it's a streamer, hella shit. But I probably back then it was like that. I don't know, man. I wasn't there, bro. Shit, we on to the next one, y'all niggas. Let me know what y'all think.
W.I.G TV in here.
W.I.G TV.
Somebody did it.
He got his name, W.I.G TV. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, WIG TV,
Hey, I
man.
fuck with you, my nigga. I ain't.
WIG gang, shout out. Hey, that's the king of Northern California right there. Y'all subscribe to WIG gang TV.
Keep playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say, yo,